you guys, I follow you on Instagram, Pride Jiu Jitsu. You can look it up. You guys not only deal with adults, you have young adults, youth, kids. Tell us a little bit about that and how it's going.
So the kids are fun. I knew I'd get to it at some point, but I had a few parents that kind of just nudged me because I was so focused on adults. And I started to understand the bond that some parents would learn in the adult class and go home, and their kids were so interested, and they would drill the techniques together. And then I started to realize that it was such a bonding moment for the parents and the kids. I'm like, okay, let's get this kids program up and running. And now I've got more, probably adults have signed up because they sit there and watch their kids, and then they'll talk, on the side of the mat. And next thing you know, this dad trains and this mom comes in, and just old mom or dad that just wanted to bring their kid in. I'm like, okay, I guess I can do this too. And so it's both programs have kind of helped feed off each other, and we have a ton of just multiple family members are training at the same mats, different classes, sharing techniques with each other. It's been a lot of fun.
What do you see in your experience in getting to work with families, youth, people of all ages, 12 years in your own experience with mixed martial arts? Whether it's wrestling, MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever, there's a great deal of discipline and responsibility and character that goes on through that. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, maybe your own personal experience?
Sure.
And then as well as, being able to teach others.
I believe jiu-jitsu, especially, again, with their belt system and their promotions, it gives a little guidance and kind of a roadmap where I think adults, especially, even kids, will kind of get lost. They just don't. It's very difficult to prove what hard work gets you, especially as a kid. They just know they maybe study, take some tests. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, it's like, hey, you show up, you demonstrate these techniques, you put in the time, you will get these rewards. And a new child can come in and they look down the row of students and they see all these different belt ranks, and it just gives a kid a visual of, I show up, I work hard, I can achieve these goals. And especially when the kids will work together and everybody thinks that they kind of know how to handle themselves just by wrestling around with brother or cousin, or pretty much every time we get together.
Yep.
If you have enough room in here, I'm sure him and I will be grabbing and pulling at each other by the end of the day.
Hey, I thought of doing a demo.
But everybody kind of thinks they know how to handle themselves, and then you step onto the mat with people who really know how to handle themselves, and it's an eye-opener.
Yeah.
So I believe that just helps people, reinforces the idea of showing up, working hard, and you achieving the desired result. And as far as discipline, absolutely, there's a strict set of rules, strict set of behavior. There's unacceptable behavior on the mat that is acceptable anywhere else, So there's mat etiquette, there's gym etiquette, there's a lot of respect. We do a lot of bowing, and you just you can't really be quote unquote that guy or that girl on the mat, because there's gonna be somebody bigger and badder and tougher than you that's just gonna, we got some mat enforcers that if you kind of start getting out of line, you're gonna get thumped on.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last episode, how sports prepare you for life.
Yes.
And not only, to make you tougher, but also be a leader. Learn how to, teamwork, confidence. That's huge. Not only in life, but in sports, that's important too.
Yeah.
But yeah, sports.
Learn how to mesh well with other people's little nuances and their triggers. Like you all got to work together.
Oh yeah.
And
sure.
I love when we'll do team drills, team competitions. It's a big thing that I've been having to reiterate in the kids class, of just wanting your partner to succeed, which is very new for some of these kids. They'll we'll work let's say a guillotine choke or a triangle choke, and the kid that is being demonstrated on will resist tapping to the point where their neck's getting hurt, and they'll come up out of the choke and their face is all red, and it's like, hey, just say, and they're bragging, they're happy, like, well, I didn't tap. Like, well, you shouldn't be bragging about that. You should want your partner to succeed, because if he starts succeeding, he's going to get better. You're going to get better, and you'll all help each other get better. Yeah.
One thing that always interests me, in whether it's boxing, MMA, when you get on the mat, it's just you.
It's just you.
You know, your team isn't here to help you anymore.
Yeah.
Your coach can yell some stuff, but at the end of the day, it's you and your execution. And I can only imagine, as a kid, what a great opportunity to find out like what you're all about. You know, are you? Is this for you or is it not? Right.
Yep.